have gone through various types of joints in water retaining structures. So today we'll see the fundamentals of working stress philosophy, and we'll try to arrive at the design parameters for the working stress philosophy. Okay. So let me share the screen. Okay, are you able to see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So in the previous course, you have studied limit state philosophy, and you arrived at the design parameters for the limit state philosophy. So this working stress philosophy will be a new to you. So we'll go to the derivation of all the design parameters used in the working stress philosophy. Uh, we'll also see how these parameters are analogous to limit state philosophy also. Uh, and though the code allows limit state philosophy as well as working stress philosophy, we'll be using the working stress philosophy as far as the design of liquid retaining structures is concerned, or design of water tank is concerned. Okay, so to understand this, let us consider a rectangular cross section. Let us say this is the cross section. Okay, and let we have some reinforcement here. Okay, so and let the depth from the compression flange to the CG of the reinforcement depth from the compression flange to the CG of the reinforcement, let this depth be D. Okay, let the width of the section be B. Okay, and let the neutral axis be located somewhere here. This is your Okay, let the neutral axis be located somewhere here. Okay, so now this is the section. We call this as cross section. Now let us draw the strain diagram for this. So this is the strain at up to the level of the steel. Okay, so let the strain in the compression phase be EC, and strain in the steel be ES. EC is the compressive strain in the extreme fiber at the top, and ES is the strain in the steel. Now let us say this depth let us say this depth be n. Let this depth be n. Okay, and we can write this as k times d. Okay, where n is equals to k times d, where d is the effective depth and this n is some fraction of the over the effective depth d. Okay, this is analogous to your see I write the terms which are analogous to terms analogous to limit state method. Okay, so here the word n we are using, that is similar to the word x or xu you used to take for the xu for the limit state. Okay, so where in limit state method wherever you use xu, here we will be denoting this by n. Okay, where n is equals to k times d, and if you remember this xu uh, was the neutral axis depth factor. Okay, and the k factor is nothing but k is your xu by d. Okay, so this k is nothing but your neutral axis depth factor, which is k which is here xu by d. So this part how much, the effective depth minus n. Okay, so this will be d minus n. Okay, and where n is kd, so we can write this as 1 minus k by d, k in whole into d. Just wait a minute. Okay, so this is your strain diagram. Now let us draw the stress diagram. So let the strain in the extreme, the stress in the extreme compression fiber be C. Okay, C is the stress in the extreme compression fiber. Okay, and let T be the tensile stresses in the reinforcement. Okay, so we can say T is the tensile stresses in the reinforcement. So so this is like this. See, in your limit state philosophy, this stress diagram used to be rectangular parabolic. It is like this. You have a rectangular and then parabolic portion. But in working stress philosophy, we assume that the stress strain diagram is a linear, is varying linearly. So it is a triangular stress strain diagram. Okay. Unlike this limit state philosophy, here the stress diagram will be a triangular, okay, triangular stress distribution diagram, triangular stress distribution. Okay, see, so again, if we compare the stress block, the stress block, here it is a triangular stress block, whereas in working in limit state philosophy, the stress block is rectangular parabolic, rectangular parabolic stress block. Means here, if you see the stress block, it is like this. Okay, whereas here it was rectangular for some part and then a parabolic. Okay, this was a stress block for the working the limit state philosophy. Okay, and here it is triangular. Okay, this is the difference between the working stress philosophy and limit state philosophy. So the parameters, let C be the compressive force and T be the let's see, this has to be shown by a dotted line actually, because this we remove this part. Yes. It is up to this only. Okay, but beyond that, okay, and we have a T. This is T. Okay, and this is C. Okay, so this C and D couple actually resist the external bending moment. Okay, so now is actually the lever arm factor Z, which we use in the limit state philosophy. So here we call this as A. Okay, in limit state philosophy we use this as Z. Okay, but here we denote this as by A, and this A, let this be J times D. Okay, and this distance from here to here, this will be your n by 3, because this is a triangular uh, triangular stress block. So the CG of the force, the center of this will be at h by 3, so it will be uh, n by 3. Okay, so we can write this as kd by 3 also. Okay, and we can write this, so if this is n by 3, so then we can also write this as d the overall depth from here to here, the overall depth from here to here, minus this distance, so that is n by 3. Okay, n by 3. So now we'll see again the term A here, which is analogous to Z. Okay, in the limit state philosophy. So now let us use the triangular rule. So using triangular rule, we know that the ratio of the sides uh, to the is proportionate. Okay, if we go through the triangular rule, the ratios of the sides is proportionate. So from this we can say C by T. Okay, this actually we can write this as C dash also. C dash is equals to T by M. This is This is C dash. Okay, where C dash is the proportionate stress in the concrete. Okay, T is the stress in the steel, but because the modular ratio of steel and concrete are different, we have to divide this with the modular ratio to get the corresponding stress in the concrete. So C by C dash is equal to, we can write C by T by M, where T is the corresponding tensile stress in steel. So it can be written as C by uh, or we can say this C is this is proportionate to the these sides. So this is proportional to N upon D minus N. Okay, so if you remember the triangular rule, if we have two similar triangles, or from similar, using similar triangular rule, similar triangular rule. Suppose we have two similar triangles, then the ratios of the sides are proportionate. So this is N. N is nothing but your K into D, and this D minus N. So we can write D minus KD. Okay, so taking D as common, so it will be K by 1 minus K. Okay, so we can write, this implies your K is equals to M C, means you compare this with this one. So in terms of K, if you want to write, then it will be MC upon MC plus T. Okay. So this is nothing but your lever arm, not lever arm, this is a neutral axis depth factor. Neutral axis depth factor. Okay. Now for critical value, for critical stress, the value of Kc is equal to M times permissible stress in concrete, that is sigma CBC, permissible bending stress in concrete, bending compressive stress in concrete, upon M sigma CBC plus T, or not T, sigma ST. That is the permissible tensile stress in steel, and sigma CBC is the permissible bending compressive stress in concrete. This is your critical neutral axis depth factor. Okay. Now see here, the term Kc is analogous to your Xu by D max, Xu max by D, or we say Xu max by D. Okay, this Kc is analogous to Xu by D in limit state philosophy. Okay, now here the where See here, C is the compressive stress in concrete, uh, in extreme fiber, in concrete. T is the tensile stress in steel. Okay. C dash is the compressive stress. Tensile. It is the compressive stress in concrete corresponding to tensile stress in steel. Okay, then other terms are N. We know that N is the neutral axis depth factor. Neutral axis depth factor. Okay, then N is the depth of the neutral axis. N is the depth of neutral axis, and this K is the neutral axis depth factor. This N is nothing but your K into D, and let this area be AST. The area of the steel be AST. So AST is the area of tensile reinforcement. Okay. Now this value, the compressive stress in extreme fiber, the permissible value in the code is given as sigma CBC, which is the permissible stress in concrete due to bending compression. Okay, and this T value is when the permissible value in the code is given as sigma ST, which is nothing but your permissible stress or permissible tensile stress in steel. Okay, these are two different things. So at any depth, at any neutral axis depth, you will be using this formula, and for the axiom x by d, you will be using this formula. So in which you have to put the permissible values of the stresses, both concrete and steel. So you have to remember this formula, this formula. You have to remember this formula for the design purpose. And here we have used the term M. M is nothing but your modular ratio. And if you remember the definition of the modular ratio, it is the ratio of ratio of modulus of elasticity of of steel to modulus of elasticity of concrete, and the value of this, the code has given as 280 by 3 sigma CBC, 3 sigma CBC, where sigma CBC is the permissible bending, permissible stress in concrete due to bending compression. Okay. Now let us find the this moment of resistance. So to find the moment of resistance, first we have to find the lever arm. So the lever arm A, this lever arm A is equals to J into D. Okay, A is equals to J into D. We can write this as D minus, we can write this as D minus N by 3, D minus N by 3. So D minus N by 3. And what is N? N is KD. So D minus KD by 3. So we can write this as D into 1 minus K by 3. Okay. So we can write, if we compare this, if we compare this with this, we can write J is equals to this D gets cancelled. It will be 1 minus K by 3 . Okay. So again, for critical value, JC is equals to 1 minus, you substitute the value of critical value of K, so K by 3. Again, you have to remember this formula also. So this is nothing but critical lever arm factor and this formula is the simply lever arm factor. Okay. Now if you go to the if you see the limit state philosophy, this A is analogous to Z. Okay, and if you remember, the value of the Z is the value of Z was D is equals to D minus 0.42 XU. Okay, so it can be written as D times 1 minus 0.42 XU in limit state philosophy, XU by D. Okay, so this A, which is equal to J times D, your J is analogous to 1 minus 0.42. So here your J is analogous to 1 minus 0.42 XU by D. Okay, and the value of J is how much? J is equals to 1 minus K by 3. Okay, so this 1 minus K by 3 uh, or we can say 1 minus 0.33 XU by D. So here the lever arm factor is 1 minus 0.33 XU by D in working stress philosophy, but in limit state philosophy it is 1 minus 0.42 XU by D. And same way the term JC, which is equals to 1 minus Kc by 3, is analogous to your term 1 minus 0.42 XU max by D, that is for the maximum value. Okay, so in limit state philosophy you use the term 1 minus 0.42 XU by D. Here you will be using JC is equals to 1 minus Kc by 3. So we can write here in limit state method, this term is JC is equals to 1 minus or JC is equals to 1 minus 0.42 XU max by D. Okay, or we can say J is equals to 1 minus 0.42 XU by D. Okay, this is in limit state philosophy. Same way for the values of the K and Kc in limit state philosophy, in limit state method, K is equals to XU by D, and the value of Kc is nothing but your XU max by D. Okay, this is in limit state method. Now we have the value of the lever arm, so we can find the moment of resistance. So moment of resistance is nothing but this C times the lever arm distance. If we are finding the moment of resistance with respect to C, if you are finding moment of resistance with respect to T, so it will be T times this lever arm distance. So let us first find the moment of resistance with respect to C. So moment of resistance, okay, we call this as MR with respect to concrete. Okay, with respect to concrete, so MR is equal to C into J, capital C into J. Now what is capital C? Capital C is the compressive force in the compression part of the stress block. Okay, C is the compressive force. C is the compressive force in the compression part of the stress block, in the compression part of stress block. So which is equal to the area under the stress block multiplied by the width of the section. So area under the stress block will be 1 by 2 base into the altitude will give you the area under the stress block times the width. So it will be 1 by 2 into base, that is C, small c, that is the compressive stress, times the this depth. This depth is n, or we can say kd, c into n. Okay, this whole multiplied by width of the cross section. So that will give you the compressive force C. So your compressive force C is equals to 1 by 2 C into n into B. This is to be multiplied with J. Okay, so substituting the values of n and J, it will be 1 by 2 into C into n is nothing but kd, okay, into B. Okay, this is your the compressive force into J is 1 minus k by 3. Okay, so here it will be 1 by 2 into C into C into B into D. Okay, 1 by 2 C into B into D. Here it will be J into D. Here the lever arm fact is, it is A, so it is J into D, 1 minus K into. So we can no need to put the value of J, just J into D. So it will be B into D, or we say C into K into J into BD square. Okay, this is your moment of resistance. Now this can be written as R times BD square also. Here R is nothing but 1 by 2 into C, that is the compressive stress, into K times J. Now in limit state philosophy, you have used the term mu, which is analogous to mr. Okay, so here let us write mr is analogous to mu, and mc or mrc is analogous to mu lim in the limit state philosophy. In the limit state philosophy, you use the limiting value of moment mu limit. So here it will be mrc. Now in limit state philosophy, this mu is equal to qu times bd square. Okay, so this qu is analogous to the value r. Okay, and the value of q was if you remember, the value of Q is QU is 0.36 FCK into 1 minus 0.42 XU by D times XU by D. Okay, so this is 1 by 2 means 0.5 into some compressive stress times K times J. Okay, or let us write this here as XU by D into 1 minus 0.42 XU by D. So this term is your 1 by 2 analogous to R. Okay, and FCK is related to C, or we can say 1 by 2 C is related to 0.36 FCK. K value is X by D, so it is XU by D. J value is 1 minus 0.42 XU, which is the lever arm factor. So this is your lever arm factor, this is your neutral axis depth factor, and this is for the stress factor, stress value. Okay, so in working stress philosophy, use the word R, which is analogous to QU in limit state philosophy. Then you use the word RC for the critical value, which is analogous to QU limit. Okay, again, so let us write for the critical value. For critical value, MRC is equal to RC times BD square. Okay, where RC is nothing but 1 by 2 C times KC times JC. Okay, and if you remember, in limit state philosophy, you use the word MU limit, which was equal to QU limit times BD square, where QU limit was 0.36 FCK XU max by D times 1 minus 0.42 XU max by D. Okay, so this QU is analogous to RC, and MU limit is limited to MRC. Okay, so this was with respect to the moment of resistance with respect to the concrete. Okay, with respect to concrete. Now let us formulate the moment of resistance with respect to steel. So moment of resistance with respect to steel. Okay, so for steel, it will be MR is equal to, it will be T into this lever arm distance A. It will be T into A. Okay, so it is T into A. So instead of C into A, it will be T into A. Okay, now this is equal to, see what is T? T is the tensile force. Tensile force in reinforcement. Okay, and this is equal to the area of the steel, AST, into tensile stress T. Okay, So that will give you the this tensile force T. So you can write it as AST into T, AST into T into A. Okay, and what is A? A is J into D. So you can write A is equals to J into D. So we can write MR is equals to AST T J into D. Now let us express this in terms of AST. So we can write AST is equals to MR upon T into J into D. Okay. So if we compare this to the external moment, so we can write M upon, we can get the AST required. So the AST required is equals to M upon T J into D. Here M is the external moment applied moment, external moment or applied, we call it as applied moment or external moment. Okay, so from this you can find the area of the steel required. Okay, and for critical value you can put the value of J and D as for critical value AST required is equal to M by T is permissible tensile stress, J is JC, and D. Here sigma ST is the permissible tensile stress in steel. Sometimes we use the word NC. NC is equals to KC into D. Okay. NC is equals to means the NC is analogous to your term XU max. NC is analogous to XU max. Okay, we write this as NC is equals to KC into D. This is analogous to XU max. So what is this KC? NC is KC into D. which is nothing but your critical neutral axis depth. It is critical neutral axis depth, which is analogous to XU max in limit state philosophy. Then you also have to use this formula. We'll be using this formula, okay. And to find the percentage of steel, the formula is same. PT is equals to AST by BD into 100. And this is analogous to this, or we can also write this as AST by BD. AST by BD is equal to RE. This is also RC times RC by sigma ST JC times 100. You can also use this formula to find PT, but this will give you the limiting value of PT. Okay. Or limiting PT limit, PT limit can also be found by using RC by sigma ST JC into 100. And in this formula, if you put the AST for the critical value, you will get PT limit only. Okay, now in limit state philosophy, this AST required in limit state philosophy, AST required is how much? It is M divided by 0.87 Fy AST. Okay, so this 0.87 Fy AST into D. This 0.87 Fy is analogous to sigma ST. Wait, 0.87 Fy AST M. Oh, this is 0.87. It is 0.87 Fy into D. Okay, AST goes here. See, the formula is like this: Mu is equal to 0.87 Fy AST into D. So in terms of AST, it can be written as M divided by 0.87 Fy into D. So it will be so this 0.87 Fyd. So it is analogous to this. Okay, so here MR are the same only. So that's it. So you have to remember these formulas for the design purpose. You have to remember this formula. Sometimes this formula also this formula in working stress philosophy, which are analogous to the limit state philosophy. I have also shown you the similar formula in the limit state philosophy. Then this formula you have to remember. This formula. This formula. Okay. So this is all about the working stress philosophy. Any doubt in this? So we stop here. If you don't have any doubts. In the next class, we'll go through the members subjected to axial tension only. Okay, so we'll design the water retaining structures which are subjected to axial tension only, and how to design such members, that we will see in the next class. Okay, so let's end the meeting here.